AM 1260 KLYC. I'm Dave Adams. Yesterday, voters in the Sheridan School District, 52% saying no to reject a proposed bond of $2.1 million to improve the school district facilities. Things such as improving the heating and ventilation system at both Falconer Chapman School and the Sheridan High School, and installing more security measures, replacing some windows with more energy-efficient windows, restroom remodeling, improvements to the athletic field, improvements to computer equipment, and the like. We talked to Superintendent Steve Sugg of the Sheridan School District and got his reaction on the levy defeat.
Well, my initial reaction is that I'm proud of the people on the bond committee who ran the campaign, and I think we did we did a good job. And maybe where we fell down a little bit was not getting the message out wide enough that this would not have increased people's taxes for the schools. That this was because we'd refinanced the bond, this was replacing that $1.02 that taxes would have gone down, so it would not increase people's taxes. But I think the voters voted. We had a good turnout. About almost 40% of the voters turned out, so I think that's a good sign. And for the district looking forward, we'll have to see if there are any of those projects that we can put together the funds for and budget and get taken care of out of our current budget.
What are you hearing from the community? Do you feel like this is more of a statement about a poor economy rather than poor performance from the school?
What we're hearing from the community, at least and the people that we've heard from and managed to talk to, is once they understood about the refinancing and how we were funding this, they were for it. I think what happened is we didn't get that out to a wide enough audience.
What happens next? I know. As looking at the summary on the ballot, you were wanting to upgrade heating and ventilation, do some security upgrades, and just some projects around the school, restroom remodeling, improvements to athletic fields. What happens to these various sundry projects now?
Well, the board will have to look at them and kind of reprioritize them, and see if there are any that we can cover within our current budget. If there's some funds we can put together, we'll also be looking at going out for grants to try and fund those.
Now, the heating and ventilation system, let's talk about that. Are any of these items critical to be replaced on this list? Obviously, you need them or you wouldn't have gone to voters, but is there anything that's really critical?
They aren't. They're critical in the aspect of they're going to eventually fail. They're systems that are old. The building itself is old. For instance, the water lines that run the heating system, the radiators in the building are old, and then they will fail eventually. So from that aspect, it would just create a much nicer environment in the school, learning environment for the students. It'd make the building much more energy efficient, which would save money over the long haul for the district, in utility bills, that kind of thing. Replacing windows, single pane windows, make the building more energy efficient and saving money in that respect. So, they are going to have to be done at some point because those systems will simply fail.
One of the items on the request to voters, too, was increasing security at Falconer Chapman School. There's been a lot of school incidents, school shootings around the country. I'm sure security is upmost on the mind of school officials such as yourself. Is that a project you want to continue to pursue and see if there's other funds for?
Yeah, that is certainly one that we will continue to pursue and look for grant monies to take care of. Putting card lock systems on the building so that it's much easier to secure the building in cases where you need to, and where people don't have to go out and physically lock the door with a key, but the door can be locked from inside, and you have security cameras to view the perimeter, that kind of thing. So yes, in wake of all the school incidents, that's very important, and we will definitely be seeking grant funding to try to take care of some of that.
Now, you mentioned that you feel that maybe the message didn't get out there enough to voters. Is there a possibility that the board might consider going out again to voters and doing another educational campaign?
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible that they might do that in May, but that's a decision that the board has to make, and I don't think anybody's really thought about that. We were very hopeful that it would pass this time, so we hadn't made any contingency plans for that or anything. But it is a possibility.
But you're disappointed today.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. More for the people who, my disappointment is really for the people who, on the bond committee, who put in the time and the energy, for them to feel like that failed, that they somehow failed and didn't get that message out. And I think they did a wonderful job. And people vote and people vote the way they feel at the time. And maybe we could do a little better at educating them. But I think we ran a great campaign.
Steve Sugg, Superintendent of the Sheridan School District. Again, voters rejecting the $2.1 million request from that school district by 52% of the vote. Of the returns counted as of early this morning. I'm Dave Adams, AM 1260 KLYC.